everyone! Welcome back to the English Speaking Show.
Hey there! So good to have you with us today.
I'm Ella.
And I'm Jake.
Quick question. Have you ever wanted to join a conversation about current events, but didn't know what to say in English?
Yeah, someone mentions the news and you're just stuck.
Well, today you will learn how to talk about the news in English.
This is super important because news conversations happen everywhere.
At work, with neighbors, even at the coffee shop, people love discussing current events.
Actually, just yesterday, I was at the gym and someone said, "Did you see what happened downtown?" And I panicked. I knew what happened, but I didn't know how to continue that conversation smoothly.
See, that's exactly why this matters.
By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what to say when someone brings up the news.
You'll have all the phrases you need to join the conversation confidently.
But first, please subscribe to the English Speaking Show.
Yes, and give us a like and share this with anyone learning English.
It really helps us continue making these episodes.
Thank you.
All right, let's start.
Jake, first things first, what is news?
News is information about current events, things happening right now in the world, in your city, or in your community.
Like this morning I checked the news and saw there's a new coffee shop opening downtown.
Oh, really? See, that's local news. News about our city.
Exactly. Local news is about your area. International news is about other countries.
And breaking news, that's when something just happened. Very recent, very urgent.
Like if there's a sudden storm, the TV says, "Breaking news! Storm hits the city!"
Headlines are the titles, right? Like, new park opens this weekend. That's a headline.
Yes. Now, here's something important. Many learners make this mistake.
What mistake?
They say a news or two news, but news is uncountable in English.
Oh, so you can't count it like one news, two news.
Absolutely. You say the news or some news.
What if I want to count? Like, I have 3 different news things to share.
Then you say a piece of news or a news story.
I heard 3 interesting pieces of news today.
Perfect.
So, Ella, when I meet someone and want to ask about news, what do I say?
The most common way is, "Did you hear about?" Then you add the topic.
Did you hear about the new restaurant?
Exactly. Or you can say, "Did you hear about what happened downtown?"
What other ways can I ask?
You can say, "Have you seen the news?" Just general, no specific topic.
So, if I don't know what news they know, I just ask, "Have you seen the news?"
Yes. Or, "Did you see that?" And then explain.
Like, did you see that it's going to rain tomorrow?
Perfect. Let me give you more examples you can use directly.
Okay.
Did you hear about the traffic accident? Did you hear about the school closing? Did you hear about the festival?
So the structure is, did you hear about, plus the event or topic.
Yes, and here's another one. Have you heard? Past tense.
Have you heard about the new mayor?
Yes. Now, pronunciation tip. When you say, "Did you hear about?" put stress on hear.
Did you hear about the storm? Not flat, like, did you hear about?
Right. The stress makes it sound natural.
Okay, let's see this in real life.
Imagine it's Monday morning. 2 coworkers meet at the office.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Did you hear about the new restaurant opening downtown?
No, I didn't. What happened?
It's that Italian place everyone's been talking about. It opened yesterday.
Oh, wow, that's great. I want to try it.
See how that started?
You used, did you hear about, and then I said, no, I didn't. What happened?
Exactly. And if you do know, you can say, "Yes, I heard about it," or "Yes, I saw that."
This happened to me last week. My neighbor asked, "Did you hear about the power outage?" And I said, "Yes, my lights were out for 2 hours."
That's a perfect response.
So to recap, we have several phrases we can use. Did you hear about? Have you seen the news? Did you see that? Have you heard about?
And the structure is simple. Question plus topic.
Practice these. They're super useful in daily conversations.
Now, let's say you want to share news with someone. How do you start?
Yeah, like if I read something online and want to tell my friend.
Perfect example. You can say, I read that, and then share the news.
I read that the library is closed this week.
Exactly. Or you can say, I heard that.
I heard that gas prices are going up.
Another option is, I saw on the news that.
I saw on the news that it's going to rain this weekend.
And if you want to sound more formal, you can say, according to the news.
When would I use that?
At work or in professional settings. It sounds more official.
According to the news, the meeting is postponed.
Yeah. Let me give you more examples you can use directly.
Okay.
I read that the restaurant has a new menu. I heard that the mayor is visiting next week. I saw that the park is opening early this year.
So, the structure is I read that or I heard that plus what happened.
Exactly. It's very simple. Now, sometimes you want to mention where you got the information.
How do I do that?
You add the source. I read it in the newspaper. I saw it online. I heard it on the radio.
I read it on a news website.
Yes, or I saw it on social media.
I actually do this all the time. Yesterday, I told my coworker, I saw on the news that the highway is under construction.
That's perfect. You shared the news and you mentioned your source.
What if the news is more detailed? Do I share everything?
No, keep it simple. Topic first, then one or two brief details.
Okay, so not a long story.
Right. For example, there was a big storm yesterday. Many roads were closed.
The library is closed this week. They're doing repairs.
Perfect. Short, clear, easy to understand.
Let me give you more examples. The concert is sold out. Tickets went really fast. The new store opens tomorrow. It's on Main Street.
See the pattern? First sentence, what happened? Second sentence, one extra detail.
That's a great structure.
Okay, now here's a very common mistake.
What is it?
Many learners say, I listened the news.
What's wrong with that?
In English, we don't say listened the news. You need to say, I listened to the news.
Oh, listened to, with to.
Yes, or you can say, I heard the news without to.
So, I heard the news on the radio, or I listened to the news on the radio.
Exactly. Both are correct, but the structures are different.
Heard, no to. Listened to, with to.
Here's another one, pronunciation. Be careful with the word heard.
What about it?
It sounds like H-E-R-D, herd, like a group of animals, not hard.
I heard the news. The ear sound, not I hard the news.
Yes, that's the tricky part.
Let me share a real example. Last week, my friend called me and said, "Did you hear about the new movie?"
Yeah?
And I said, "No, what's it about?" And she said, "I read that it's coming out next month. The reviews are amazing."
That's perfect. She used I read that and gave a quick detail.
And it sounded so natural.
Let's practice more phrases. Everyone listening, these are phrases you can use today.
I read in the newspaper that. I saw online that. I heard on TV that.
According to the website, I read on social media that. Someone told me that.
Oh, someone told me that. That's useful.
Someone told me that the restaurant is really good.
Love it.
So remember, Keep it simple, mention your source if you want, and use these phrases naturally in conversation.
These will make you sound confident when sharing news.
All right, now let's talk about reacting to news.
Yeah, because when someone tells you news, you can't just stay quiet, right?
Exactly. You need to respond, and your reaction depends on the type of news.
So different news needs different reactions?
Yes, if it's surprising news, you can say, "Really?" or "Wow," or "I didn't know that."
Oh, or that's surprising.
Yes, all of those work. Let me give you more examples.
Okay.
If it's sad or concerning news, you can say, "That's terrible," or "That's concerning," or "I'm worried about that."
So if someone says, the park is closed for 6 months, I could say, that's concerning.
Exactly right. Now, for good news, you say, "That's great," or "That's wonderful," or "I'm happy to hear that."
And for interesting news?
You can say, "That's interesting," or "I didn't know that," or even just "interesting."
Let me try. If someone says, the park is closed for renovations, I might say, oh, that's concerning. I hope it reopens soon.
Great example.
Or if they say, my sister got a new job, I'd say, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for her.
Yes, you're getting it.
What if I want to know what the other person thinks about the news?
Good question. You can ask, "What do you think about?" and then add the topic.
What do you think about the new policy?
Exactly. Or you can say, "Have you been following?"
What does following mean here?
Following means you've been paying attention to that news story over time. Like, have you been following the election news?
Oh, so it's not just one piece of news, but an ongoing story.
Right. Another way to ask is, "Did you hear what they said about?"
Did you hear what they said about the new highway?
Yes. Now, here's something important. At work, you might be more careful with your tone.
What do you mean?
At work, you'd say something like, "What do you think about the new schedule?" Very neutral, professional.
And with friends?
With friends, you can be more casual. "Did you see that movie trailer? What do you think?"
Oh, I see the difference.
Okay, let's do a mini role play. Imagine we're two friends talking about a local event.
All right, let's do it. Hey, did you hear about the music festival next month?
No, what's happening?
They're bringing 3 famous bands to the city park.
Really? That's amazing. What do you think? Should we go?
Definitely. I think it'll be really fun.
I'm excited. Let's get tickets.
Okay, back to normal. See how that conversation flowed?
We had news, reaction, and asking for opinion, all in one short conversation.
Now, if I want to give my opinion, how do I start?
You can say, "I think." That's the simplest way.
Any other options?
Yes, in my opinion, or "I believe."
In my opinion, the restaurant is too expensive.
Good. Now here's a common mistake many learners make.
What is it?
Some learners say, "according to me."
That sounds okay. What's wrong?
In English, we don't say "according to me." We say "in my opinion."
Oh, so according to is only for other sources?
Exactly. According to the news, yes. According to me, no.
So the correct way is, in my opinion, the movie was great.
Yes, not according to me, the movie was great.
Let me share a real example. Just last weekend, my friend asked, what do you think about the new restaurant downtown?
And what did you say?
I said, in my opinion, the food is amazing, but it's a bit expensive.
That's excellent. You gave your opinion clearly and added details.
Yeah, it felt natural.
Let's give everyone more phrases they can use right now.
For surprising news, really? No way. Wow. That's shocking. I can't believe it.
For sad news, "That's terrible." "Oh no, that's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that."
For good news, that's fantastic. How exciting. That's awesome. Congratulations.
And remember, your tone matters. Say these with real feeling, not like a robot.
Right. If someone shares good news, sound happy. If it's sad news, sound sympathetic.
These reactions will make your conversations feel natural and warm.
Okay, everyone. Now it's time to practice.
We're going to say some phrases, and we want you to repeat after us.
Here's how it works. I'll say a phrase first, then Ella will say it, then you repeat.
You'll have about 5 seconds to practice each phrase.
Don't worry about being perfect. Just try your best.
Ready? Let's go.
First sentence. Did you hear about the news?
Did you hear about the news?
Second sentence. I read something interesting today.
I read something interesting today.
Third sentence. I heard that on the radio.
I heard that on the radio.
Fourth sentence. That's really surprising.
That's really surprising.
Fifth sentence. What do you think about that?
What do you think about that?
Sixth sentence. I saw it online.
I saw it online.
Seventh sentence. That's concerning.
That's concerning.
And the last one. That's wonderful news.
That's wonderful news.
Great job, everyone.
You're doing amazing. These phrases will help you so much in conversations.
Practice these whenever you can. Use them with friends, family, coworkers.
The more you practice, the more natural they'll feel. All right, let's quickly recap what we learned today.
First, we learned how to ask about news. You can say, "Did you hear about?" or "Have you seen the news?"
Then, how to share what you read or heard. I read that. I heard that. I saw on the news that.
And how to react. That's surprising. That's terrible. That's wonderful.
Plus, how to ask for opinions. What do you think about? Or, have you been following?
Now, let's recap some important words and phrases.
News is uncountable. You say the news or some news, never a news.
Breaking news means something just happened. Very recent, very urgent.
Headlines are the titles of news stories, like Storm Hits City.
Local news is about your city or area. International news is about other countries.
Following means you've been paying attention to that news story over time.
I heard that means you received information. I read that means you saw it in writing.
According to the news means the news is your source, but never say according to me.
Important mistake. Don't say, I listened the news. Say, I listened to the news, or I heard the news.
In my opinion is correct when sharing your thoughts, not according to me.
Join any news conversation confidently.
Don't worry about being perfect. Just try using these phrases in real conversations.
The more you practice, the more natural it will feel.
And if you found this helpful, please subscribe to the English Speaking Show.
Yes, like this video and share it with anyone learning English.
Also, leave a comment. Tell us, what news topic do you want to discuss in English?
Your comments help us create better episodes for you.
Thank you so much for watching today.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Keep practicing and keep learning.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.